Hey everybody, welcome back to Be Your Own General Contractor with myRE360. My name is Adonis Lockett, and in this module, we're pretty much recapping everything that we've spent the last several modules discussing. So if you've missed some information, grab a pen and paper because we're going to talk about the high level and critical talking points that I've been highlighting throughout this education series. Before you start the process to be your own general contractor and manage your own project, get the proper insurance. Make sure to talk to an insurance specialist and you get the proper general liability and E&O insurance to cover yourself for should there be an issue with the real property that you're working in or working on or any of the people that you're working with. Please understand, it is not uncommon for a general contractor or someone who's paying other people to be sued. And with the proper insurance, you could be insulated from lawsuits or other liability issues that may arise as you being your own general contractor. So I want to stress the importance, if you do nothing else, get you the proper insurance policy stood up before you start the process of managing your own projects. So let's jump back into some of the basics that we talked early on. First thing, we talked about the way you should go about managing your project from a collective standpoint. Never leave material on a job site. Think about what that does to your budget if you've purchased $5,000 of material and the very next day that $5,000 of material was stolen. Do you file a homeowner's insurance claim to reclaim those stolen items? Well, what if your coverage doesn't cover the bulk of the items stolen? Do you go and repay for those same $5,000 worth of material? Whatever your answer is to that question, it's the wrong answer. Trust me. The right answer is don't leave material on the job site to be stolen so you don't have to deal with issues like that. Trust me when I tell you, no matter how well of a neighborhood your property may be, someone is watching you renovate that house. And someone may be driving by, may see that people are in and out and walk right in and steal some material or come back later that evening and take something that doesn't belong to them. It's an unfortunate reality, but it does happen. And the best way to deal with it is just to avoid it completely. Do not leave materials at your projects. Do not leave tools at your projects. Now, the next thing, and this is always tough because we as investors, we as just people always are looking for the best deal. But this particular item, please take seriously. Pay for quality work and pay your subcontractors well. You're going to pay for it one way or the other, and there are no exceptions to that. I can tell you personally, with the over 100 projects that I have done, every time I've saved a dime, it has cost me $1. Every time that I've gotten bargain basement deals expecting high quality work, I always end up paying for high quality work after I've paid for bargain basement deals. So ultimately, it would cost me more money trying to get good quality with the bare bottom rate 90% of the time. Now, that's just my personal experience, and there are some contractors and vendors out there that will do exceptional work and just give you the best price. What I'm going to encourage you though is to, if that is the case, pay them on time and pay them consistently as you've agreed. The quality of work will determine the success of your business, and most people who do good work want to be paid for their value. Pay your team well and pay them per your agreement on time every time. The next thing, and this is something that you will typically won't really be able to answer until you're well into a project, know if being a general contractor and managing your own project is for you. If you're finding yourself very stressed out, if you're finding that you're spending a lot more money than you anticipated, that it's just way more involved than you ever wanted to be, it's okay to ask yourself, is being my own GC really for me? Because sometimes the best way to know if something is or isn't for you is to really try it out. Now, the good thing that may come from finding out that it's not for you is that you may create great relationships and you may have a much firmer understanding of the process as a collective. but you really won't know if this is for you until you have to make the drives across town, haul material, balance your budgets, and really deal with a bunch of personalities. So don't be discouraged to ask yourself, is this really for me? Because the best way to figure out if something is for you is to identify if it's not for you. Know the worth of your time, meaning when you're dealing with your subcontractors, if saving money is worth you spending hours on the day or hours in the week hauling material, make sure you qualify what your time is worth when dealing with your subcontractors and ultimately considering if you want to be your own general contractor. Now, just as importantly as everything else we've discussed, know the requirements for being your own general contractor. Is there a license required? Are there permits needing to be pulled for the type of work that you want to do? Do you have your proper team in place? Do you have reliable and consistent subcontractors ready to go? Do you have your contracts in place? Do you have your project management system in place? Do you have everything that you truly need to be ready to go? Now, if this is your first project, the answer is always going to be no, because you really don't know what you need until you need it. But what you can do is be proactive by watching all of the education modules in this series, being properly prepared to jump into your first project, and you will find that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So make sure that you do all of your planning, get all your resources in place before you jump into your next project. Always continue to learn. There is never enough information that can stop you from helping you grow. You always want to make it a point to continuously educate yourself about the overall process and about granular details that will come up from different subcontractors or vendors that you're working with. Regardless of how many times you've done a project, make time to walk issues with your subcontractors. Make sure you understand over and over again different things that come up, so as you get more experience, you have a very detailed understanding of pretty much all aspects of renovating a project. Continue to learn and make it a goal to try to learn something new every new project. My final thought is going to be this: pay your people well. I've spoken about this throughout this entire education series. Good people want to get paid well, and when you are good to people, people will be good to you. So make sure that in any of the budgets that you're doing, you budget for good people and you budget to pay them well and on time. Now, there's a million different tips and tricks of the trade that I can give you, but the one thing I can offer is the best of luck with you being your own general contractor, and just encourage you to stay proactive and getting your resources in place and being prepared. My name is Adonis Lockett. I cannot tell you how great it was to spend this entire education series with you. I wish you all the luck in being a general contractor, managing your next projects, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions on social media. Facebook at Adonis Lockett, Instagram at Adonis Lockett. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to like any of the other videos in this education series. Good luck. Happy hunting.